How serious is this venture? I mean, we've seen other families, such as at Neiman Marcus, try to buy things out. It proved to be pretty difficult. Is this likely to go forward?
Well, I also think of Michael Dell, right, in the PC industry.
Right.
He took his company private, too, just kind of frustrated with the way things were going. It would be an interesting move for Qualcomm. I mean, they've really, David, as you know, the stock has really kind of gone sideways over the last couple of years as the semiconductor industry has done extremely well from a performance perspective. We all know about, as you've talked about, the issues with the Apple in terms of royalty fees. They had problems in China. And now all of a sudden, you know, this disbanded potential merger with Broadcom. So, you know, they haven't really been doing as well as, let's say, a Nvidia or Micron Technology in terms of performance. So maybe this is the way that they feel they can, you know, create value in their company is simply by taking it private, because they haven't really been performing over the last couple of years.
So Qualcomm didn't like I think it's fair to say, the Broadcom offer too much. Did they have a plan B? I mean, what do they say they want to do?
Well, in terms of Plan B, I mean, the big thing for Qualcomm going forward is going to be this acquisition of NXP. I mean, as you guys know, Qualcomm is a leader in what is called CDMA technology. It's a form of technology that's used in the wireless industry. It competes against GSM, analog, and so forth. And this acquisition going forward for them, if it consummates and they're able to execute, will allow them to get into a whole new space, which is going to be auto. That is a huge growing area. They'll compete against the likes of Analog Devices, Texas Instruments, STM Micro in that space. So I think a lot hanging on future growth for Qualcomm at this point. I mean, they'll tag almost $10 billion in revenue with the NXP deal if it goes through. They'll be about a $33 billion revenue company. Is really contingent upon going forward with this acquisition of this auto chip maker.
Brooke, come on in here. So a private buyout of Qualcomm. We were looking at Broadcom bidding $112 billion for this company. This would be a massive private buyout, probably one of the biggest ever. Who would invest in this? We've already heard from SoftBank saying that they're not interested.
Well, and I also don't know that you can have SoftBank invest in this or any sort of foreign power, because, I mean, the reason why the Broadcom-Qualcomm deal fell apart is because CFIUS got involved and said, we're worried about this falling into other hands and how it's going to be managed. Maybe you can smooth that over if the founder is part of this package, but I don't know how shareholders are going to feel about that when you're moving from one foreign investor to another. The other thing is this bid has to be significantly higher than what Broadcom offered, because Qualcomm said the $82 before they lowered it to $79 was not even in the ballpark. So you can't come in with like an 83, 84. You have to be significantly higher, or otherwise your previous argument is totally undercut.